leftover women are distraught. You have a lot of these women who have their master's degrees. Sometimes they own their own homes, they have a car, and yet they are unmarried. They are literally crying on social media about this. And let me tell you something, this is happening over in China right now. It's happening in the West. And the thing about China is that if you're poor in China or you're rich in China, what they're doing is they are removing you from social media and punishing you. You can be arrested for posting videos on social media showing how poor you are, because China does not want people to think that they have all of these poor people in the country. Also, if you have people flaunting their wealth, China is also removing them from social media because it creates disparities that here you have the ultra wealthy. Instead, they want to portray a reality that everyone is thriving in China, and China is a utopia. This is as so many young people today in China are graduating with PhDs and they cannot find jobs, even working as delivery drivers. To get a job as a food delivery driver, you basically have to bribe someone or know someone and then bribe someone. That's the reality we are in right now. And all of these women, the leftover women of China, they are going ballistic. And yet, even as they are crying about not being able to find a man, you have women who are pushing 40 demanding dowries of 800,000 United States dollars if you want to marry them. This is crazy stuff. This is the reason why men are walking away from Western society, relationships in Western society. And if they want a good woman, they're going to East Asia or Africa or Latin America, South America, the Caribbean. And the women in these countries are competing for these men. They are fighting for these men. There's a comment on one of my videos from Mayumi. And don't ever forget that China is a westernized country. And she left a comment say on the video, "She Never Loved You," that I did recently. Mayumi says, wow, Western women in this era are taught betrayal like it's a normal thing. Well, they're going to have to stock up on pet food. Now, guys, as you know, around 10 years ago, while I was working on one of my master's degrees, I experienced homelessness. I was homeless for 8 months. The day that I did my presentation for my thesis, I had to, just like a dissertation, I had to basically defend it before our board of professors. It was hell. That was the day I finally got off the street and I had to buy clothing. Yeah, like this is how hard I worked in life. All right. Gen Z is not going to survive in this world because there are so many of us have had to go hard. My Yumi was pregnant in medical school because there were some things she used to say and it did not add up to me. So I asked her like one day, I was like, Mayumi, how did you do medical school? How did you get married at this age and have a baby at this age? And then you're a doctor at this age. And she said she was pregnant in medical school. Her husband was came back from the military and he was working hard and doing jobs that I don't want to say are beneath him, but for someone of his stature and experience, he took jobs. He took a lot of jobs that a lot of Gen Zers would never do. And he was working hard. And so that she could focus on medical school. And they struggled and pushed and grinded. And she pushed through medical school while pregnant with one of her kids. It's crazy, you know? Women in Western society, they cannot hold up to this. They cannot experience, they don't have that type of resilience to struggle. It's crazy. That's why I say that these people are not gonna make it. Like there's some of y'all like, oh, Gen Z, when you get old, you're gonna need Gen Z to wipe your bottoms. Bro, Gen Z can barely wipe their own bottoms. Many of us are only 20 years older than Gen Z. Okay? That's not a lot of years. A 20-year age difference is not a lot of years. Gen Zers are looking 50. Gen X is looking 30. It's not a game. It's really not a game. And all of these older women, and you know what's funny? Gen Xers were warning about this. They warned about a lot of these Gen X women and old millennial women that were messing around. And now they're finding out because age is catching up on them. A man can go and get a woman at any age. I mean, look at Trump. Trump has children in almost all of the last couple of generations. He has Gen X children, he has millennial children, and he has a Zoomer. He has a Gen Zer who's now 18. A man can have children over the course of his entire life. Trump is at the top of his game. This is how it is for men. Okay? Men at 70 years old are at the top of their industry. It's no longer the reality where, oh, you're 70, you're retiring. You're 70, you are thriving. A 70-year-old woman, though, it's a different world for her. A 70-year-old man, there are tons of women who want this man. Tons of women who genuinely want this man. They find him attractive. He is extremely attractive. But with women, they don't have, it's different because as men get older, men age like fine wine. This is something that we all know. Men tend to look more masculine as we get older. Women tend to look less feminine as they get older. Because feminine looks are very much linked to youth. So when women are younger, they tend to look more feminine when they are younger as they take care of themselves. As they get older, a lot of women begin to look more androgynous. It's true. Which is why it's important that a woman look for a man when she is younger. Mayumi's a physician. She could have been out there in the streets. She could have made very different decisions. She could have messed around. She could have said, I have time. Instead, she grinded and she struggled so that now she can enjoy the life that she has. I think she's 34 now. And now she has her plot of land. She has her land. She has her family. She has a large family in the United States now. Okay? She has all of this. All right? She has family in the US. She has family overseas, back in Japan. She has her home. But she had to work hard for it. She had to work on everything. She had to work on her relationship. She had to work on her education. She basically couldn't do the boss babe thing like, okay, well, I'm gonna put my family on hold and I'm gonna focus on getting this degree, and then at 43, I'll figure it out. And a man, if he's lucky enough, he can have me. No, she had to suffer. She had to suffer a bit. Being in medical school while pregnant, no, that's hard. That is hard. And her husband is struggling with, working these jobs that are I don't want to say beneath him, but yeah, they had to struggle. They had to struggle for everything that they have now. And modern women, they meet you at the finish line, and men are now in their soft guy era, and they're like, you know what? We're not doing it, ladies. We're not playing this game. We are not playing this game with you. You think that this is a game. We are not playing this game. You're not going to come in and take our money. You're not going to come in and take our value. Guys, when I experience homelessness, one thing a lot of homeless people do is they eat, Mayumi mentioned, like, these single women are going to have to stock up on pet food. But the thing is that a lot of homeless people eat dog food. And because it's cheap, it's usually very cheap. These days, that was back then. That was like 10 years ago. Today, I don't really know. Dog food might be expensive in all of this inflation. Dog food, cat food. So, but guys, it's not uncommon to see a homeless woman feasting away on dog food. Opening up a can of can of puppy chow and going to work on it. I'm just being honest with you. Just eating the food out of the can. and grateful for it too, because you don't know they don't know the next time they're gonna have another meal. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, you want even more of this content, consider checking out the Men Walking Away channel, where I release daily videos, just like the videos on this channel. So if you want more of this content, head over to the Men Walking Away channel. It's linked in the description of the video. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers. They love Little Pancho. They love Little Pancho. Sometimes when he has when he has your pillow between his legs, a little peepee slips out. He's struggling with the diabetes, but it's okay because you are familia. They love Little Pancho. They love him fat little belly. They give him little kisses on his fat little belly. They love him. Look at him with his tequila. Oh, tranquila, tranquila. They love Little Pancho. They love Little Pancho. And cheers.